Alright, I got a thing of paper towels and some simple green. You know what we gotta do now. See all that dust here? It's going away. But first, we should take out all the wires, make the job easier. And we'll do just that. Put that aside. Okay. Now for all this loose dirt here, I'm going to want to vacuum. Alright everyone. We're ready to suck some dirt. Time for the fun part. Some paper towels. And I'm gonna try this simple green stuff. steps and wiggling around with the vice grip, I managed to get the plates out finally. So I can actually like clean out this whole thing properly without anything getting in the way. I went ahead and cleaned out most of it anyway, and it looks a lot better, looks a lot cleaner. Of course there's gonna be a lot of rust because it's so old. I'm gonna take a wire brush to this thing and basically sand it down and prep it for priming and painting. So we've got a really dirty PCB. This is the one player pad IO, and you can see it's very grimy and probably has seen better days. So what we're gonna do here is clean it up, and we're gonna use our good friend Simple Green. Simple Green here is going to take care of this. What we're gonna do, we'll put it in here, take our Simple Green, and we're just gonna spray it. Y'all probably think this is a bad idea, but no, this is good. Simple Green is very safe to use. I've read that it's commonly used to clean PCBs, so what we're gonna do is let that thing sit in there, and we'll wipe it up. We'll wipe it up and we'll rinse it with just regular water. There we go, all clean. I can assure you this is the same PCB that I just showed you, just a very dirty version. But we got a clean version of it here using Simple Green and water. Now we'll do the same with the wiring harness. Can you tell I'm getting a little obsessed with this stuff? This stuff is so good. Simple Green. Okay, I can tolerate the sound of sandpaper. This might work better for me. So what I'm doing here is just cleaning up the rust that's left over. You don't have to remove the rust really, because I'm going to use like a rust converter to apply a primer and then paint over it. Get off any loose paint. It should be fine though. Alright, so we got these decals on the pads here. We want to remove them completely from the pad. These look really old. So I think what we can do is could take a chisel, just like take it to the edge of the decal. Oops. Take it to the edge of the decal here. Just like try to scrape off as much of the decal as we can. Got that decal off. Basically, you gotta repeat the process for that whole thing. And then on the other side too.
So we can shower and then see if we can scrub it off.
Yeah, ripping off decals suck. So we're gonna try some goof off here. Just like leave the stuff on the decal. Have it work its way through.
Oh, this reeks.
Yeah, it's gonna smell really bad.
Oh yeah, because it's a fucking solvent.
Oh, there it goes. There it leaks.
Yeah, that's why I put these down.
Oh. Oh, smells awful.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So we're just gonna leave that soaking, and hopefully that will make it easier to get these off. I don't know how much the Goo Guns helped, but used the chisel here to scrape off all the decals, and it looks pretty good. There's a little residue here and there, but we could probably get rid of that with some more Goo Gun or Goof Off, whatever, oils. Could scrub it out. No big deal. Alright, so now that we've got the decals off, there's some residue left on the stage here. It's kind of gross. And we want to remove that just so that we can get a smooth surface when we prime and paint this thing. So what I'm going to try to do is take some rubbing alcohol and some paper towels and just like wipe it down real good. I could use Goof Off, but I don't want to really use too much of that stuff. Kind of smells really bad, burns, and it's kind of cold outside, so I want to use this as an alternative. So get this some rubbing alcohol here. I already did the other side, so yeah, it's seemed to have worked pretty well. Let's get that down here. Some alcohol. alcohol here. Let's wipe it down, get this covered in the rubbing alcohol. Kind of want to get the paper towel damp with rubbing alcohol too. Let's close that up. Now, I just take this paper towel here, really scrub it down, put enough pressure on it so that I can wipe off the adhesive. If you see, I can hear, I don't know if you can see it, but some of the adhesive is rubbing off. Scrub it down well. Just some moderate pressure is sufficient to getting this off. You don't have to press down too hard, you're just going to get your arm real tired. See this half here, it's smoothed out, some of the residue here. But yeah, keep repeating the process. Get some alcohol, wipe it down, and repeat. Should be able to get all that adhesive residue off in a relatively good amount of time. Doesn't have to be perfect, just enough where you don't have huge chunks of it. You could just try sanding the rest of it down. Worn down already. Let's get another paper towel. Hold on here. There. Alright, rub that alcohol in. Don't be afraid to use a generous amount. This part's a little tough It's really thick. Clean most of it off. Should be good enough. Let's see if we can take some of this sandpaper here. Sand off whatever's left. A little adhesive here. Sand that spot down. There we go. Should do it. Anything else? Spot here. Good. Okay. I'll probably touch it up later, but that's pretty much it for that process. So this is gonna be quite a challenge for a number of reasons. One of them is the leftover grime and the stickiness from the channels are all stuck there. So I gotta figure out a way to remove those. Basically all the dust that's left over here and the rust. I think I can sand that all off for the most part. Yeah. Sand those down. Maybe I can scrape all the leftover channels and then shake off all the dust and see what we can do from there. Alright, so I got some sandpaper. I got whatever coarse sandpaper I could find. This should be like an 80 grit. We're just gonna kind of get a lot of the stuff off of the surface. Mostly focus on the adhesive. That's what we want to get off for the most part. Set it down to the point where you could get most of it off. And if this stuff somehow like infuses itself to the metal frame, then you may be able to get away with just applying some primer over it. I don't know. It sounds lazy, but not really anything else I can think of unless I like, use some goof off. At least with sanding it down, I can see I am scraping off some of the surface rust. This is gonna be it. This is gonna be a challenge. Actually, I'm curious about something. What if I use the same method I used for getting the decals off and using a chisel? Let's see if I can use a chisel for this. Okay, so I've got the chisel. It may be sharp enough to dig in under the adhesive and scrape it off. Hopefully not making any unwelcome noises. I really hate metal scratching on metal. I can see I'm getting a lot of it off here. So there's a drastic improvement already. Oh. Well, it does with this batch. This side here. As long as I get the sticky part off, it should be okay. Let's see what we can sand down now. Not really doing too well here. That stuff's not coming off too well. Might actually have to resort to using goof off. Okay, we got some of the goof off here. We're just gonna apply it to those places where adhesive was. Maybe not too much here. Just soak the affected areas, let it sit for a while. Maybe I can get away with applying the goof off to the frames below it, just to, kind of prep the thing. Yeah, we'll just let that sit for a while. See what happens. Okay, well, it doesn't seem like we have to wait too long. We can just like wipe this over with some paper towels and we could see the adhesive coming off already. Yeah, see how much has come off already on this side here. It's pretty impressive. Twist this way, make it easier to work with. Off and continue cleaning with the sandpaper. Should be able to clean this whole frame off. So there's a couple of other things I want to try. to get this clean better with some orange pumice and some baking soda. I think I might want to try the pumice first, because that's got some acidity to it. It might help break down the adhesive, hopefully. And it's got that greenness to it that it helps break rust down. I think main goal is to get the adhesive off. If there's rust still left over, then it's whatever, I can convert it. One corner with the residue is all gone now. All the leftover black stuff from the channels is basically gone. This side seems to be pretty good too. I think what is it? This and this part need to be sanded down more. Should be able to do that by sanding this edge, just like I did with the other side. This part's all gone now. I think what's left? This part. far as the adhesive goes, this frame's all done. There's some remaining rust. That shouldn't be too hard to take care of. You can always use rust converter, paint over it. It'll look good as new. And then gotta do this to the rest of the 7 frames. So a neat trick that I've learned for getting the adhesive off is actually using some vegetable-based oil. I've tried using some coconut oil, and it actually works pretty well. I found that using one of these metal scrubs actually works better than using the sandpaper to get that stuff off too. Try using some of this coconut oil. Just grab a good bunch of it and just spread them on top of the layered adhesive. Just like that. And do this after you've cleaned off the dust and the rust. Just apply it on top. Make sure you have something to wipe your hands off with. Don't want to contaminate the coconut oil. Spread it on top. Roll it up. Some more here for the last one. We'll grab enough there. Put it all on top there. Yeah, okay. So before we scrub the frame, I'm going to scrape all the stuff off so we can break it down before scrubbing it. Let's see. Let's spin it this way. Get this piece off here. Use the chisel to scrape this up. Having the oil down will make it easier to get all this stuff off. Put some of that orange pumice on to break down the rust. Something citric and acidic. It's really good for getting rust off. Could be using vinegar, but that smells really bad. And this also has like kind of some grit to it. To kind of like give it a better scrub. I'll hold that thing directly, so let's take a towel. Almost around. Start scrubbing away at this thing. Check out how much has come off already. Yeah, look at how much has come off up here already. It's doing its work. The inside corner is going to be the toughest part to get. Yeah, look at that. It's gotten pretty clean now compared to before. Let's do the same to the rest of the four sides. The other three sides. Isn't too bad. There's still some gunk up there, but should be able to get the rest of it off. Alright, all the adhesive is gone. It's pretty clean on each side. All that's left is sanding down the rest of the frame just to get any loose rust and dust off. Clean the corners a bit. Any loose squaring may have been pushed into the corners. Stuff falling out from them. Two left. Home free soon. Oh, finally, they're all done. So, 8 of them? Cool. So we'll be painting all these next. May spray them with some rust converter to seal in the rust, turn it into primer, and then prime and paint these so they don't rust over again.